In every man's life, there comes a choice between two paths. One, a path full of darkness and treachery. The other, a path that is bright and playful. But what the man doesn't realize is that he must either suffer through the pain and treachery while on the path to success, or suffer through the pain and darkness at the end of the path to failure. I don't really have a story to start this video, but I think it's something that a lot of kids need to hear because actually I do have a story. My little brother is he's cool, but when he was younger, we used to play video games a lot together, and he hated was trying to play games, where we were cooperating together, where we were doing things like that. And because that he was afraid to lose, he was afraid to lose to me and my brother. And he was afraid that, you know, he would get angry and start throwing a fit if he lost. So honestly, looking back on that, I realized that so many people are like that in their everyday lives. So many normal people are like so afraid of losing or embarrassing themselves that they never compete. You know, they don't want to go and do this challenge in the weight room because they're afraid that they might look weak. They don't want to go and run with their friend because they're afraid that their friend will beat them. Tell you something, buddy. The only way you're ever going to win is if you compete. And I, that seems like common sense. Well, you can't win unless you compete, right? And yes, you can't win unless you compete. Because how are you going to win at life? How do you win a race that you're only one? Like, I know some people be like, oh, but if you beat your personal best. No. How do you genuinely win a race? You beat someone else. You're competing against them and you win. So compete against other people. Don't sit there so afraid that, you might lose and embarrass yourself with someone else that you won't compete against. That's not how this works. Life is a competition. You're competing for girls, you're competing for money, you're competing for status because from everyone else. The more people that succeed in the area that you want to succeed, the harder it will be for you to succeed because they're taking your opportunities. You need to compete against them to take their opportunity. And I know people are going to disagree with this view. They're going to disagree with the fact that, oh, no, you don't need to do that. You need to work on yourself. No, honestly, like, yes, it is. But sometimes your brain needs that little bit of motivation where you imagine you're ugly and that you don't have muscle. And then somebody else swoops in there because he won the competition. He's been working harder. Maybe you need to think like that. I know it's a little toxic, but it works. But also, how do you get promotions? Somebody else is doing worse than you are. You get promoted because they know you're going to be better. Everything in life is really going to be a competition. And I'm not saying that you have to make other people lose in order to win, because let's imagine you're running a race. When you're running, maybe you're behind someone. Instead of tripping them and making them fall and lose, you try and run faster than them, right? Because nobody in their right mind is going to trip someone while you're in a race. So don't think of life as a competition where everybody else has to lose. Think of life as a competition where you have to win. You come in first and you take 90% of the spoils, but that doesn't mean that the other people that come below you can take the rest. Like, you don't have to take it all. Don't like try and push other people down when you're racing, but just try and run faster. But also, you can't compete with your normal people friends at this point. You know, like if you're watching me right now, you're probably already better than all of your friends. So congratulations, but you need to find new friends. You need to find friends that are gonna push you, that are gonna be better for you. Otherwise, you're just gonna be another slightly better. You know, you're just doing slightly above average. You're never gonna increase to being somebody really great. So just like in the weight room, you know, you can't keep bench pressing 100 pounds for the rest of your life, you know, because eventually it's just not going to be able to let you grow. And, you know, you can do 100 pounds for 20 reps as much as you want. You know, eventually just that's not going to be hard enough for you to do anything, for you to grow. And it's the same thing with friends. The same idea with progressive overload. There are people that you're going to compete against and you can beat like this. And those people aren't going to help you grow because they're just like flies. You just smack them and they're gone. But is that two-plate bench press that you can barely push up, and you know it takes you to failure on your first rep, and maybe you need someone who's a three-plate bench press, who you just can't beat them yet, and you need to get stronger to get there. Because you know, just like sacrifice, just like the gym, almost everything in life should be progressively overrated. Your friends, your family, well, your family you can't change, but your friends, you know, they should be getting better with you, or at least you should be finding friends that will be getting better with. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck because you're going to have the weight of your friends. You know, you want the weight of your friends to drag you. Otherwise, you're always going to be stuck at this little mediocre stage where you're a little bit better than your friends, but you just can't get out of first gear. And that is not going to help you because, you know, how are you supposed to drive fast and win a race if you can get out of first gear? A lot of you don't know what first gear even means, but on a car, you have different gears. First gear is the slowest gear. You're slow. That's what I'm saying. And please just remember this video. Try and compete with new people. And sometimes you know you're gonna have to fail. You know you're gonna gotta have to go up somewhere. You're gonna have to embarrass yourself. You're gonna have to get beat in a fight sometimes. But putting yourself in situations where you might fail because that's what we do in the gym. It's the same ideas as in the gym. We put on so much weight that we might fail the amount of reps we're trying to do. That's our goal, to fail. So we got to do the same thing in real life. We have to put ourselves in situations where we might fail. You know, there's a situation where we don't fail, but you know, there's always that possibility where we might fail because that struggle of trying to succeed and having that notion that it is very possible that you fail is what will make you grow and develop into a winner, a successful person. I hope this video helped you guys. Remember, I love you guys. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Bye bye.